What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Mike Thomas's Garage. Right here tonight, I was kind of working on the Corvette, trying to get that ready for the car meet on Friday that I'm going to. So I just want to give you guys an update. I know the last video I did, just kind of that short last video on getting the boat fired up. Pretty happy with it. Sounded great, sounded amazing. First fire up, no issues and stuff. So pretty happy with it. I had to come back in, do some little tweaks and stuff on the carburetor jets and stuff, because we found out, I think towards the end of after we got it started up, the plugs were starting to get fouled. So I made a jet change on the carburetor and fuel pressure on the regulator, and went back out to try to fire it. Wouldn't fire and all that stuff, and the fuel gauge was kind of bouncing everywhere, and I turned it off, tried to do some adjustments, then it would read too high, tried to make some adjustments, turn it off, return it back on, it was reading low. So we're having a fuel regulator issue. And then I also believe that we have a needle and seat on the carburetors, on one of the carburetors, that is sticking, causing a problem. So it's just dumping fuel into the motor. So when I saw that, I pulled all the plugs out, drained all the fuel out of the carburetor, cranked the motor over to get all the fuel out of the cylinders, got that all done. So I just need to pull the carburetors off, clean the needle and seat, put all new gaskets and stuff on it. I have a new fuel regulator coming, MagnaFlow fuel regulator coming, so I have that coming. We'll get those changed and then get it fired up again, new plugs in it, and we'll go out and do some testing with it on the water. So that will probably happen sometime in June. So, because I got some other things coming up towards the end of the month. That's with my Corvette club that I'm in. So we have that. So that's gonna happen. And then we're gonna try to go out at least. My goal is I at least like to go out 4 times in June, do some testing and all that stuff. So that way, hopefully by Labor Day weekend, if everything goes good, then we can actually do some serious full passes with this and see what we have. And then we're going to go ahead and start getting back on, hopefully, that we can actually get back on getting the spare motor going for the boat. That's my goal. So hopefully I can get the parts and stuff in here for by the winter time, so I can start getting the spare motor built. That is my goal. I keep saying that we're going to do it, but every time something happens with this, it takes the money away from getting the spare motor done to get this thing going so we can get out there and do some testing. So just got those 2 little things to do, and then hopefully this should be ready to go and do some testing out on the water, and hopefully get out there for this season and start having some fun with it. So also behind the scenes, that I've been trying to figure some things out, because you guys also know that I've been building this, and then you guys all have also seen this one set in the background on pretty much almost every video, and not seen any work get done with that. So like I said, I know I mentioned in the last few videos that we were going to get this ready to go do some racing and stuff, and we kind of started looking at the cost of everything to get this ready to go racing, some serious upgrades that we need to do to get this ready to go racing, and all that. So I do not see that will happen for this. So because with the other thing I have going on, and then plus trying to have this ready to go for the stuff that I like to go do with the boat, with going down in the Colorado River in Arizona and all that and stuff. So this right here is kind of the costly thing right here that kind of takes the money to get going and stuff. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and keep it to put back on the street. It's going to be we are going to put that as my shop truck, where I can just, I am still going to keep the LS motor in it, do it that way and stuff, because it's not a bad looking truck. We're gonna fix it where we can at least go to some car meets and kind of hang out with some friends and stuff, do it that way and have the LS motor in it and stuff. So that's going to be the plan, because it's got power windows, power door locks and stuff. It is a real cool truck to drive on the street and have fun, especially with the wheels and stuff that's on it. And with some of the work that I've kind of done with it, it's a good looking truck, and I'd be happy just to get in there and just cruise it, have some fun, drive it every day, except for the winter time when it's snowing and stuff. I won't drive it. It'll just sit here in the garage and everything. So that's probably what will be the plan for that and stuff. So instead of going racing, we're going to keep that as having it on the street. And also, as you, like I mentioned, that you guys have seen this one here in the background. So with this being said, we are going to pull the LS motor out of the red truck, and we are going to put it in this, because that red truck needs to have emissions, needs to be able to pass emissions and all that. So we are going to do that. We're going to get this where we can get it to pass emissions and do all that. And yes, we are going to put an LS motor back in it and stuff. So for most of you that's probably just tuning in, watching this video, so this engine I got from out of state, and it came with the computer, the mass airflow sensor, the motor, the transmission, and the exhaust manifolds. So it came with all that, but did not come with the engine harness and the transmission. And I have had a hard time finding the engine harness and the transmission harness for this to work for the computer. I went to the Cadillac dealership, because this motor and this transmission came out of a Cadillac Escalade 2003. Went and talked to them. Wiring harness for the engine and transmission is discontinued. Yeah, I could probably get it. They said you can go to get an aftermarket one. I've done that several times, and connectors are different, and it doesn't have all the connectors. None of it matches up, and doesn't have the neutral safety connectors and stuff for the transmission. So it doesn't have the plugs that I need to make it work. So that's when I decided to, well, I'll just go ahead and put the Terminator X on the truck, go racing, do all that, and just do it that way. So I'm like, and I started thinking, and I'm like, well, we could sit here and do that and just do that, but then of course it's just going to have the time to go do the racing and stuff for the LS Fest, because I was planning on doing that and so on and so forth with that. And so I'm like, because before I bought this LS motor and this transmission, I actually did find the company called Turnkey Engines, and they have engines, transmissions, computers, wiring harness, everything that you need to put in a vehicle to get running. Fuel system, and I believe it's the fuel system and everything for this. So because we actually did that on another vehicle that we did a long time ago before I started the channel and stuff. So I did reach out to them before I got this motor and this transmission, found out the price on it, and then I found this one, then I found this motor and this transmission, and it was actually cheaper with this motor and this transmission, but I thought it came with everything. No, it did not. It did not come with everything, because I did not have the wiring harness. So what's going to happen is we are going to pull this LS motor out, and we're going to put it in this, because luckily enough for this one here, since this is a 63 Chevy C10, it does not need to have emissions. So, and stuff, so instead of having to worry about finding a wiring harness and stuff to make this motor work in the red truck, we're going to pull the LS motor out. We're going to put it in here, because like I said, this is a 63. It's going to be registered as a classic vehicle, and that is one good thing about that here in Colorado, is that if it is registered as a classic vehicle, it does not need emissions. All you have to do is just get the plates. You're good for 5 years, and just keep having them renewed, and that's all you got to do. So that gave me the idea, because I have a small block sitting in here right now in this truck, and it's okay. So I kind of figured, let's put the LS motor in it, and in this. And then I can just do I'm going to put a single turbo on it. I'm going to put the TH400 transmission behind it. I'll do the Holley Terminator X for this right here. And we're going to get this ready, show quality, firewall painted the same color as the outside. I mean, it's going to be done to the nines. So we are going to be working on this, and we're going to be putting the red truck on hold, and we are going to pull this down off the lift, and we're going to put the red truck up on the lift, and it's just going to sit there and stuff. And then I'll just have to get the money together to get the LS motor and the transmission, the wiring harness from Turnkey Engines. I'm going to go through them to get it, and we will put that motor in this truck, and then that way we can build up pass emissions and go drive around and cruise around with this and stuff. So with that being said, it's kind of just because after I got the boat fired up, I started getting things together and looking at what needed to be done with this, and kind of talked with some family members, like just put it on the street and just do it that way. Because with everything being wrapped up with trying to get this going and how serious I am with the boat, I'm not going to have the time to go racing and stuff like I thought I would and stuff. So that's the plan. We are going to be getting back on this, so you guys will be seeing this on the channel quite a bit, getting this going, getting the LS motor and stuff put in there. We are going to be doing a single turbo and stuff on it and everything, because again, like I said, we don't have to worry about emissions, so we can just put this motor in it and get everything where it's show quality and everything on it and looking good. And we're also going to do this to where it can possibly also go do a drag and drive deal. I'll plan the time to go do that, and maybe do a drag and drive and stuff. So that's going to be the plan. That's what we're doing and all that. So the red truck's going to be on a pretty good pause and stuff until this project here behind me is done and ready to go. And once I get this one done here behind me, and I get the new motor and transmission for this one, and then plus also I believe with the other motors, they'll probably have a little bit less mileage on it than this one. So that's going to be the plan. We are going to pull the LS motor out of this one, put it in this one, and get this thing going and all that stuff, because there's several car shows that we would like to take this to, that this would be great to go take to some car shows. We got an indoor car show, the Good Guys car show. That right there would be good to take that to. So that's going to be the plan. Please like and subscribe, turn that bell notification on and all that. So hopefully next month we can get this down, hopefully either next month or in about 2 months we can get this down and start working on it. Start getting a game plan on that, and then maybe we can get the LS motor out of here and get it set in there and start looking at some stuff. So that's just a quick little update, but that's the plan. That's the route that I am going to be going and proceeding to do now. So like I said, that's what's been happening for the last 2 weeks since you saw the video of this firing up and stuff. So that's going to be the plan. We're going to be getting this done, and then this right here will be put on the back burner for a while. So it was a kind of a big decision on my part to do that, and kind of really hated to have to put the red truck on the side. But this one has actually been on the back burner for quite a while longer than this. So I just kind of put my foot down, decided to go ahead and let's get this done and be done with it. So that's the plan. That's the route we're going. I hope you guys can stay tuned and stay with me. Please like and subscribe, turn that bell notification on, and we will see you guys on the next one. Thank you.